to healing gameplay. So in 5.4, there were some reports that healing wasn't fun. It was very punishing, very reactive. If you made a mistake, the whole party was going to die very quickly. There was constant swings in health. I call this the health bar whiplash. You see this a lot in the raid UI. The guys are nearly dead, and the predictive healing says you can go all the way back to full in one heal. So nearly dead, back to full, nearly dead, back to full, constantly. This whiplash meant there's no time to think about what you're doing. It's just spam those heals out as fast as you can. We also had a lot of abilities we called smart heals. These are heals that they pick the most injured people in your raid and they heal them for you. You don't have to even have them selected. So you're a druid again. You push wild growth. It just finds the 6 most injured people for you. It doesn't matter who you have targeted. It doesn't matter what's going on in the raid. It just find them. Who's having the fun there? Are you having the fun, or is the game playing itself for you? Maybe. And those two things combined together result in, well, I just pick the best smart heal that's not on cooldown right now. So now I have a healing rotation, right? What's the best button to push right now? Thinking about the state of the raid, not thinking about the situation, not thinking about who's injured. It's just spam out as many heals as I can as fast as I can. Win those healing meters. We also had a big problem in that mana was scaling in a problematic way. So you just got to level 90, and you went into a dungeon. How'd your mana feel? Not so good, right? You're constantly running out, and you're just barely managed to hang in there on the boss encounters. At the same time, you go off and get a bunch of raid gear, and you got tons of spirit. Who cares about mana? I can cast whatever I want, whenever I want. It's never going to run out. So there's too big a gulf between the novice starting out player and the guy who's got really good gear. So we wanted to correct that problem. So, solutions to these problems. Our first solution was to double the effective health of our players. I mentioned earlier we did that item squish. We brought all the numbers of the game much smaller. After we did that, we actually went back and doubled the health on all the characters. We didn't change how much the monsters do for damage, so now the monsters essentially take twice as long to kill you, which means you have more time to think about what to do in the game before the person's dead. We changed our smart heals. They're not so smart anymore. They're kind of dumb. They pick somebody who's injured. They might be missing 1 hit point. And they heal them instead of picking the most injured people. It means you got to think a little bit about who the targets are. Now, if the whole raid is injured, that smart heal is still awesome. It's going to pick people who need healing. But if there's like part of the raid's a little bit injured and 3 other guys are nearly dead, smart heal's not going to solve your problem. So you have to think a little more about the situation you're in. We increased the base regen on all our healers. So when you first hit level 100, you're going to have a lot more regen than you're used to on a fresh level 100 character. You're going to be able to heal comfortably in the dungeons without running out. Now, you won't be able to cast your most expensive heal all the time, right? If you're nothing but flash heals and prayer of healings nonstop, you're going to run out of mana. But you have enough mana to make good decisions and not feel like you're constantly pressured and about to die. And then on top of that, we reduced the availability of spirit. We've reorganized a bit how items work. You can only find spirit on rings, cloaks, necklaces, trinkets, and weapons. Spirit doesn't exist on any other slot. It's just as powerful a stat as it was before. It's just as desirable, but you can't get as much of it, so you can't make mana trivial anymore. It's going to always be an issue all the way up to the Mythic raid game. What does this actually mean in practice for healers? So it means healing becomes more tactical and less reactive. Say you have this particular raid group. Should you just cast prayer healing now? Is that going to help you? Probably not. What you really want to do is find that most injured, that paladin there, Palarina, toss a heal on her, maybe a flash heal on her because she's in trouble, or maybe there's a little bit of time before the next damage, so it's just a regular heal. Even better yet, you're the priest, you should cast binding heal, so you heal both of you. You get a chance to make decisions. In today's raid game, this situation you have, this is a crisis, and if you don't start throwing all your heals as fast as you can, you're all going to die. In 6.0, this is a situation we have a little bit of time to think about what to do. It's going to happen more commonly, not all the time, but frequently enough. There's a slower pace. You have a chance to think about what spells to cast, instead of just casting the biggest heal you can as fast as you can. There's more decision making, as I alluded to, like what should I do here? Okay, I take care of Palarina, I take care of me. Maybe I put some renews on some of those people who are a little bit low. Maybe I put a power word shield on the tanks. I get a chance to think about who needs what as a solution to their problem. It's not just cast my AoE heals as fast as I can. And mana is sufficient to meet the needs you have and powerful enough to feel good, but not so powerful that it dwarfs everything else in the game. that, I'm going to hand over the presentation to Matt Goss, our lead item designer, and he's going to talk to you about itemization changes.